Hello everyone, my name is Ethan and welcome to Casual Eats, a channel dedicated to quick weeknight meals and building confidence in the kitchen together. This week we'll be making a super yummy weeknight jambalaya. In ours we decided not to include shrimp. My wife found that in other jambalayas I've made in the past, the shrimp seem to kind of overpower the dish a little bit. So if you want shrimp, I recommend you add a little bit less than the rest of the meat and you get smaller, more bite-sized shrimp. Anyways, the full recipe is in the description below. Now on to the ingredients. For this recipe you'll need the following. Chicken breast. Now, I only had tenders for this, but that's honestly just because that's what I grabbed at the store. Full-size chicken breast worked perfectly fine. Andouille sausage, celery, red bell pepper, yellow onion, garlic, white rice, smoked paprika, thyme, oregano, cayenne pepper, cream of mushroom soup, and chicken broth. Before we start prepping our chicken, start a large skillet over medium to medium-high heat. Now with everything out and our pan on the heat, we can go ahead and start prepping our chicken. First, we'll want to take our chicken out of the tray and place it on a paper towel lined plate, and then you'll just want to go through and thoroughly dry off all of your chicken. If you are using chicken breasts, then you'll want to pound them out with a meat mallet or really any heavy flat item like a frying pan, but since I'm using tenders, I decided to just leave them at their normal thickness. With the chicken dry and laid out on a plate, we can go ahead and season them liberally with freshly ground pepper and salt as well. With one side seasoned, go ahead and flip them over, and I found this little vein that I just really didn't want and grabbed the wrong knife to cut this thing out, but that's alright. After a little bit of struggle, I got it out. And then we'll just go ahead and season this other side here. I had my wife help me since I had chickeny fingers. And then our chicken is ready for the pan. Now that our pan is up to temp, we can go ahead and pour some olive oil into the pan, and then we'll place our chicken in there and let it cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on this first side or until they're nicely browned. While our chicken cooks, we can slice our sausage into nice bite-sized pieces. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing here for our yellow onion. We'll just want to cut these up into nice little bite-sized pieces as well. Now with those prepped, we'll just go ahead and finish off this side of the chicken. And then once it's ready, we'll go ahead and flip it on over. And now we'll just go ahead and cook them on this side until they reach an internal temperature of 165. And once they do, go ahead and pull them out of the pan. We'll now go ahead and add our sausage to the pan and just cook those until they get some nice color on them. While we cook the sausages, we can prep the rest of our veggies. We'll start by cutting our peppers into little chunks. To do this, I always cut the sides off of the core, remove the veins and any extra seeds, and then slice them into thin strips, and then all you have to do is rough chop those strips. Now we'll do the same for our red peppers, and then we're done with the peppers. Next, we'll rough chop our celery into nice little bite-sized pieces, and we can put all of our veggies in the same bowl as they go into the pan all at the same time. Finally, we can crush our garlic into a small bowl or mug, and we're done for now. Now that our sausages are nicely browned, we can go ahead and add our veggies into the pan, and we really just want to cook these until they start to soften a little bit. While those veggies cook down a little bit, we can go ahead and prepare our seasoning mix. And to do this, all we need to do is combine the oregano, the paprika, the thyme, and the cayenne pepper in a small bowl, and then set it to the side and save it for later. Once our veggies have softened a little bit, this should only take 5 to 6 minutes, we can go ahead and add our rice, our seasonings, and our garlic, and then stir and let this cook for just another couple of minutes. We can now add our broth, our soup, and our chicken back into the pan, then just get mixy with it and bring it up to a boil. Once it's boiling, we'll go ahead and reduce the heat to low and cook covered for about 20 minutes or until the rice is tender. After the 20 minutes is up and your whole house smells like jambalaya, we'll go ahead and take off the lid and we'll get mixy with it one more time here just to make sure everything's nice and combined. And then this is the point that you would add your shrimp and let them cook for a few minutes. I honestly did kind of miss them from this, so I think next time I make this, I'll throw the shrimp back in and just, like I said, do a little bit less. And now we'll just go ahead and taste the rice, make sure it's nice and tender and how we want it, and then we can go ahead and pull this off of the heat. And then at this point, we'll do 1 or 2 more tastes for seasonings, partly because we need to figure out if it needs more salt, and partly because at this point, we're pretty dang hungry. And after the taste, we did decide it needs a little bit more salt and a little bit of pepper, so we'll go ahead and put that in, and then we're ready to plate. And for this, plating is super simple. Just scoop a bunch into a couple of bowls, and in our case, of course, since it's only 2 of us, we just put the rest in a giant Tupperware and saved it for lunch. Now all we have left to do is enjoy this delicious jambalaya. And of course clean up, but that can wait until after we eat. This meal was more than enough for 4 people to enjoy, and of course in our case we were able to have a nice hearty bowl each for lunch the next day, still with a tiny bit left over after that. But as always, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I really urge you to make this meal and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And while you're there, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But until the next weeknight meal, I'm Ethan with Casual Eats, and be sure to keep on cooking!